Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Get into your body's vitals with the Vitals app on Apple Watch.
I wanna get into my body and let my skin do the talking. I wanna feel like I'm myself again.
The Vitals app tracks key overnight metrics so you can spot changes in your health before you feel them. The Vitals app on Apple Watch. iPhone XS or later required. The Vitals app is for wellness purposes only and not for medical use.
I wanna get into my body.
This episode is brought to you by 2B1B4U, Devon Harkenrider, DJ Rink, Dustin Dupy, Gluthoric, Himoto Raven, Icy Phantom 007, Joshua Meserve Jr., Kaa'Riin, Muko, Nibrus, and Tampa John.
Episode 39 of Gods and Hope and Words Unsaid. I've counted stars to my mind's edge. I've dreamed of night's expanse, of light from time gone by to now, of mischief's name and love's romance. I've whispered secrets towards the dark and cried when none came back, and laughed again when tears had dried and life returned to track. I've looked within eternal eyes born fresh to new child's gaze. I felt hope run down skin and cheek, relived what would amaze. And I did all that because of you, and you didn't ask a thing. But I'd have bent the world and more, if that would make your young heart sing. I may not have this magic gift, this perfect life to give, so I offer mine in place for yours, to let you learn to live. Welcome back to Girls Who Don't D&D, to what I can only describe as a rather shocked dungeon master. That would be me, Cory, your host and much maligned inventor of things for the girls to ruin. The previous episode ended in a manner that was so unexpected to me that I had to go away and reconsider this whole episode. No idea what was going to... They changed the law. So anyway, here they are, the Girls Who Don't D&D.
Indy playing Freya.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin.
Lana playing Morrigan.
So I don't know what's going to happen next, but as a quick recap, when we finished our last episode, you had managed to kill Bellereth, leaving yet another gaping hole in the Pantheon for other gods to sneak into. At the same time as that, you were carrying around a truckload of souls that you were starting to consider rehousing, resouling into a new god. and we had many discussions about where they would be going. You've managed to find yourself back to the heart of the mountain, or at least above the heart of the mountain, looking down into the hole. And within that hole, there were all the people who many of the people you've met in the past, but there was Castier with the minty bitch who had a knife against her throat. And that is pretty much where we're up to. We're going to continue on for that in a second. But before we do that, suddenly we're doing a new episode. So here we go with some shout outs.
I would love to shout out to Katie Green and Ella31313 for commenting on our latest reel for the Ben and I quiz show.
Yeah, this is the quiz show you do on Patreon about our own show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That you don't know the answers to any of your own questions.
Hey, I did better this time, thank you. So you should jump on and watch that because I do better. But thank you for commenting. And yes, the Jimmy Choos are very iconic, and we do have a bit of a chat about them, and it's nice to bring up some old stuff that we've gone through as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you get on there, you can track back into some of our episodes from the past. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming through all the time, and it's a great way to relive old parts and also see some of the new things that are coming along. Stace, who have you got?
I've got Melanie Pop, who left a comment on our The Night Before episode, Chapter 3, Loss, who said, I started listening to y'all. You know, we love y'all.
We can't help ourselves.
We can't. After the loss of my own little Aussie, my cuddle dog, Coda.
Aww.
We're animal people here. So it breaks our heart, and I'm so sorry for your loss. But a D&D friend recommended you to me after I complained I had a run out of audiobooks for all my work travel. This hilarious group has brought me so much joy and secondhand stress over the past month. That said, this cliffhanger is criminal offence, and I will be contacting authorities.
This one we just had was the biggest one for me because it was what I wasn't expecting it.
What we just did then.
Yeah. So if you don't know, we've actually just finished recording the previous episode, and I had direction, I had things, but now I've got to reconsider everything. But we'll see where they go.
Went off track.
Off task is correct. No, it was
so fun though.
It was really good
adjacent.
fun.
Yes.
I guess I should have expected it to some degree.
We design the tasks
And
now.
we were quite efficient.
Yeah. Anyway, there will be a form of revenge. I can promise you that. Alana.
I would like to shout out Jenna over on our Patreon who commented on my episode 2 of Playing Baldur's Gate. But the reason I would like to shout them out is because they have welcomed me to the Neuro Tribe because I've just gotten my ADHD diagnosis, and she has gone through a similar thing, and she has welcomed me to, having an actual level. So
Team Neuro Spicy is the one I like.
Neurospicy. Yeah, I do really like Neurospicy.
I love that.
That's pretty good.
And she was like, I did have an inkling that you might have been part of the neurodivergent community. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
And we cut half of that inkling out of every episode.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a doctor and I diagnosed you in episode 1. I'm so glad you got there on your own.
Righto, are we ready to play?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Woo.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters, and magic, and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls, a dragon, and dice.
Ladies, you are standing atop of a wind-swept mountain, snow winding around you, the Draco bears high in the sky above you, flying around your own army of clockwork automatons of some description. The loot is up there. Freya, your mum is up there. Captain Uneko's had a pretty horrible day, but is also up there. Alan's there, and the Being of Many Eyes. But,
I thought we took Uneko with us.
But I just want to clarify. They're all, I said up there, didn't they? They're all here, is what I meant.
Oh, I think up in the sky.
Most of them are up there, but you still want to take Captain Uneko and loot.
Yes.
They're the 2 you're taking with you. Big hole in the ground right in front of you, and down at the bottom of that is the heart of the mountain where you've been a couple of times in some way. Right back at the start you went there, and then another time the girls were there, but Freya was inside battling with the minty bitch. Originally, but this time when you look down, there's Castier, Thyne's wife, a knife against her throat. Thassa and Staka, the gods of time and space, and everything in between, I suppose, are also down there. Some of the children of the night are down there. I forgot to mention when we were playing before, the guild, the 9 Lives guild members are certainly down there. All of them aggressively looking towards Minty. The only reason Minty's doing anything resembling well is because she's on one of the lily pads that sits afloat or atop the water, the ice cold water that they have inside this chamber. The huge door is in there, which has 13 different holes in it that unlock the door to allow Kaa'Riin's people to be free, or their souls to come loose, or be directed, or whatever it is that is going to happen next, if you choose to do those things. I don't know. I have no idea now what you're going to do.
We have debated just overthrowing the entire...
There was a comment about you guys just going after all the gods, but I guess that would include Stacey and Thassa, and they are down there. Up to you. In the meantime, you've also made a promise-ish. I don't want to call it a promise, but you've also told Dornis, or agreed with Dornis, that you would raise his mother, the actual mountain itself. And you have Underlock, the god from the other world, whose water is rising towards you. Now, I don't know how far up the mountain it can go, but it was already defying gravity beforehand, and it is on its way. So, ladies, looking down through this hole, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm concerned about Castier.
Helen Mirren.
I'm concerned about her. And I'm wondering why she's holding her hostage like that. Like, So I guess I want to go and find out. But I feel like she's kind of almost waiting for us to come down. So she's already got a hostage situation happening, but how would she know we're there?
And what a fun choice of hostage. Like, not a child.
No,
not
it's Castier. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really vibe with her.
No, but I mean, you did get a message from Thine, who was saying that you were a hero, if I'm not wrong, Freya, and telling you that your people needed you.
Yeah.
Thine reached out to you and you were having a moment and made you a hero. Remember that? Yeah.
Yes. So we need to go save her.
Yeah, I think Thine would appreciate that. And I think it would
Same.
do me some favour with Thine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just think we need to stealthily get down there. I just feel like in my mind we're just kind of like dropping down. We're like, hey, and she's already got the knife
Mission
in her throat.
Impossible. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Sean Connery is Mission Impossible.
Do we have any ranged attacks that we can do from here as like a sneak?
I don't know if you're going to do, I don't know how much damage you could do, but I mean, you've
Or
always
can
got a bow and an
you-
arrow, but from
And
this
she's
range.
on a lily pad, and I don't think we've got any misty steps left. And even if we did, it would be like, well,
It's too far, I think. Can you like sneak attack, blade,
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah, I can do that. So how are we getting in?
It's a bit about how you get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the getting in
But
part
getting
because I
in-
haven't got any.
I've got Pass Without a Trace, which doesn't feel like it's invisible, but if she's not looking for us, if she's not looking up at the sky thinking, oh no, I'm like, if she,
Yeah, that's true.
She might think we're coming in a different way.
can I investigate? I just want to know, like, is she looking up at us waiting for us, like knowing that we're there? Or has she actually got her eyes clocked on the crowd around her and she's saying to them, stay back or I'm going to cut a bitch?
Yeah, at this stage, you'd be pretty safe to say that she's not looking up.
Okay.
She may even look a little tired.
Okay.
Okay, so what does pass without a trace do?
It just lets you pass without a trace. No one knows you do it.
Alright, so can we just like
sort of a summary of itself.
can we slowly rope down?
Well, that's what I'm kind of hope. Okay, so I'll just read past that trace. We know it's not a long one. So it's a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a plus 10 bonus to dexterity, stealth.
Yep.
Checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or traces of its passage. So I feel like I could cloak us, maybe, as we come down.
It's not so much that they can't see you if they directly look at you or anything like that. It's just that you are moving in a much more stealthy manner.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't do anything disastrous, it's harder for them to see you.
Should we all go down the same rope, like tie the rope?
All five of you?
Is there any other? What's her? So Straka's shell, that's fun to say, is connected to a bunch of portals. Is that another option in? Do we know where any of the other ends of that are? You know what we should have done? There was a chest on the ship. we sent a chest with
The Mole Man had
Aneko.
one. You had one on board the captain's ship as well, Captain Aneko's ship.
that ship that we like all fled from. We could have just gone into the.
Yeah.
How are we getting in?
Yeah, I know. We're thinking.
It's been a
Shit.
challenge for us too,
In
Cory.
what way would you do this quickly? How can you
I'm trying to
expedite
think.
the process?
Okay. So we just got to get in there. We're just going in there. We're going in.
I hear you. I just need a how.
I know. I want to be something that can just get down there, unnoticed, undetected, and then maybe cause a distraction down there so you guys can get down without being looked at. Then Freya can do a sneak attack. Do we have our raven?
You do.
Yes,
Can we
I
send the
do.
raven down as a distraction?
Or to do a sweep as well.
Car.
Car,
'Cause you can
motherfucker.
use it for.
Yippee car, motherfucker. We send the raven down, cause a distraction. We slide down the rope, free of any kind of rope burn. And then Freya sneak attacks
Where do we come out when we slide down? Like where do we
on the landing pad.
on a lily pad?
That depends on where you want to land.
Oh, we get choice.
Well, you can try to get a choice.
Oh, okay.
We can't land on a lily pad, can we?
Why not?
We're going to try and land on some lily pads. There's 5 of us on a lily pad. It's not going to
They're
work.
big. They're massive lily pads.
Would
Okay.
they be too obvious though?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could land
Incredibly
behind
obvious.
the giant snails and use
Behind
them
the
as
snails.
cover.
Yes, I like that one.
Okay, they're sort of off to the corner of the cave in front of the giant door.
Yeah, but at least then we can kind of be in the room and make a plan from there.
Okay.
No, I don't like the way he says
I
okay.
don't like when it's
I hate it. It's so
okay.
It's only because you know things.
Yeah.
But you can't tell us things because
Arrogant.
obviously we've got to learn.
Okay.
Yes, it's so annoying. Okay, so you could sound a little bit more optimistic.
I thought that saying okay was very optimistic. Okay.
There we go. That's better.
Let's
we're
do
gonna
the
do that
thing
plan.
you haven't quite suggested. Which one is it? You're going down by the rope.
Raven's
the raven's
going
going
down.
down there. Caca!
Yep.
Missed the raven for
Send
a while.
the raven in. So take the eye patch off.
That means you can send the raven in, but the eye patch just allows you to see what the raven sees.
So you could
Yeah, but I
simultaneously
wanna
be a
see it.
distraction and
Okay.
yeah.
I want to see if she's picking up on the distraction.
Okay, give me an investigation check for the raven.
Fuck.
How'd you go?
1.
The raven.
Smacks into a wall and falls down.
The raven flies around twice in a loop and then lands on Jorda's shoulder. Caca.
Good. That's better.
I'm back with the real love of my life. You never appreciated him.
Yeah, you really never appreciated the raven.
I did.
Either one of them.
Not one of them.
I did.
Did you?
The bird, not the
Well,
boy.
No, that's true.
Okay, so great. So we know nothing.
Yeah. That was great. Well, I can still see out of the raven's eye, hey?
Yeah. What you saw was him landing on Jordan's head and nuzzling into the hair.
But does that mean they're not doing a distraction at all either?
Not at all.
Not at all.
So no
Great.
one even cared that the bird flew in.
Oh, no. You just can't tell from where you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
we just don't know. All right.
Well, we got to go in now.
We're stealthily going to slide down the rope behind the giant snails.
Okay, all right. No. Shush. This is the plan.
Did you just shush silence?
Yeah, I do that
Shush.
sometimes.
Everyone shush.
I'm not shushing you, I'm shushing my own
Shush
brain.
me. What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
Anytime now.
You're stressing me out.
Okay. That you gave me that ammunition. That's not my fault at
So
all.
that
Yeah, we
did
did.
nothing
Sorry.
at all
Nothing you've noticed.
that we noticed, but I'm going
Correct.
to risk it and I'm going to cast over us, pass without a trace. That gives us all plus 10 bonus for our dexterity and stealth checks. So we should tie the rope down,
Yep. Good call.
tie it to something
Tie it.
solid. Where are our Draco bears?
Circling above.
Is there
Well,
an
maybe we
opportunity
could-
for them to land?
They can land if you wish.
Yeah, can we? I'm going to ask Kaa'Riin maybe to just hold the rope for us because I trust his strength.
Yep.
And they can hold us. Instead of tying it to something, I'm going to get him to hold the rope for us. Instead of dropping the rope down and just letting it plonk on the ground,
Yeah, this is a good idea.
I am going to roll it in a loopy circle, right?
Yeah.
And I'm only going to release it as we need it. Release
Okay.
as needed. Release as needed. And then so I can see, I'm going to go first. And then we're going to mask it, and then we're going to like slowly go down there, as undetected as possible. I think that's a good plan. And I say, Kaa'Riin, baby, come here.
And Akiri lands with somewhat of a thud.
Yeah, and I give him a little scratch behind the ears. Then he drops his head and he goes, "Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Thank you so much.
to see you
It's good to see you, Bubby." I'm like, who's got a good little schnoot? And I can bump his little nose. And then he goes, "I love it."
Remember, he has an awkward smile.
Yeah,
It's
and I
too many
love it.
teeth. The big extra
Cheshire
teeth
cat.
grim.
And then I
Yeah.
give him a little kiss on the nose. So anyway, I said, "Akira, can you please hold it? Akira, can you please hold this rope?" And then I explained the plan. I think we can just cut that out.
Yeah, I wasn't putting that in.
Yeah, okay. Like I had to retell Akira what we're doing, right?
No,
We could just
no.
assume. Okay, and then we enact that plan.
Okay,
The
so
plan's
you're just lying
enacted.
down by yourself.
No, everyone's coming with
But
me.
you're going first.
But I'm
So
going
leading.
first to let,
Rather than just having it dangle.
yeah.
All right.
And everyone is cloaked.
well, no, it is.
Oh, not cloaked, but you know what I mean? Like
So-
touched by the whatever the fuck it is. Just
yes,
you get
which is why we're at the part where I ask you to roll dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone give me a stealth check, though. That's what I'm really looking for.
And you all get plus 10.
Yes.
I got a 17.
9 plus 10, 19.
Plenty.
9 plus 10, 19.
That's 9 plus 10 plus 10.
Oh, 29.
There you go. You all got plenty of stealth heading down here.
What about what about an echo?
And Luke.
So they get a 21 and a 28 without me adding their modifiers.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's fine. And yet, as you are coming down, you hear a voice.
You've been waiting for us just to get the fuck in that cave so you can click that button, haven't
It took a
you?
long friggin'. It was like a door.
He's just
Anytime
like,
we get can you just go into the cabin? Can you get in the? Can you go in the? Can you just go in the cabin? And you guys are like,
How
what?
will we open the door?
How much? How thick is the rope? Is it 5-inch rope or 6-inch rope?
like
I'm not going
yeah, but
into a 6-inch
you know what?
rope.
You know who made us like this?
You.
You, Cory.
Yeah, because sometimes you'd get us on things. You're like, well, same. You're like, nope, the rope wouldn't hold that much. You should have looked around the room for what there was. Oh, you should follow the trees before you get You should tie the rope to the boat.
I am so glad that one of you is almost certainly going to die in this episode.
Unfairly, it's going to be the person that's not mocking you right now.
Well, probably, but at this stage, one of you is just going to fall from the fucking rope. And as I said, you hear a voice.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm Akita from Canada, and I play the Reborn Queen, the princess of many names, the one you call Minty Bitch. Well, now, I wish I could say I was expecting you. To hell with it, of course I was, but let's not make this about you. In fact, I feel as though I've been too harsh on you, little sister. In my defense, though, you haven't really been that important before. And even now, it's not you I want, it's your friend. But before we get to her, I do owe you something. You didn't even look at me before you sent me to the darkest places of the void. But my father dragged me back, filled me with the souls of queens gone by, of mothers. She's a part of me too, you know. Who can say what will happen to the part of her soul mixed within me, if you find a way to? Well, let's not dwell upon it. What's that? No words upon your lips this time? Kaa'Riin, before the day is done, you will open this door. Morrigan, you will send the souls into places of new power. Or old. The only question is, will you sacrifice all these people too? Or will you just let me be what I was born to be? A god.
And I will point out, you can tell she doesn't know you're there yet. She has not seen you yet.
But she, what?
Who's she talking to then?
She gets senses?
I could say she knows you're there somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
But she has not seen you. You can tell she didn't look up or anything like that. If anything, it was the raven that gave things away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the fact that
Fucking
she thinks that she sent for you. And you may remember that she did send one of the guild members' children.
Oh, yes.
Right. And, well, you should probably start questioning how Thyne's voice got in your head.
Right. She wants my friend, Morrigan.
Well, she wants Kaa'Riin to open the door for the souls.
So she wants Morrigan to channel the souls.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And she wants them to channel him
Brought
into
back my
her.
souls.
Well,
something could happen.
we're not going to.
Okay.
Do you say that?
I don't even need to say that.
No,
You're just dangling now. I love this. You guys are just dangling now by a rope above her, having heard her speak to you.
We just start climbing back up.
Do you think she means us?
Like, nah.
We'll come back later.
Kiri senses we're in trouble. He just starts flying higher.
What would you like to do?
Oh, keep on lowering down.
So,
Or should we just leave and just try again later when she gives up?
Unfortunately, I don't think that's an option, only because Tentacle God is on his way. So, like...
coming towards you?
Yeah, and our options are basically, like, we go down and we deal with this, or we walk away and deal with Tentacle Dude first, and then come back even more exhausted to deal with Minty.
God.
If we create a god, can that god then help us?
That's what I was
sometimes
thinking.
Shaka and
Can't
Thassa
imagine
help
why
us.
not, if it all comes down to whether or not you get what you want.
All right. Okay, let's just go in. Let's go.
So what are the repercussions if she does become a god?
We're fucked. This game's
She's
over.
Yeah, I can't
God?
imagine she'd be good at it.
Yeah. So we can't let it happen.
But let's be real. Let's honestly be real. Let's be realistic.
Let's just be real about this right now.
Okay,
Be
I just
real.
want to be raw. I want to be real.
Let's be
Upfront.
vegan real.
I want to be upfront. I want to put it on the table.
I want to say what I think.
How, like, the threat right now that she's got over her, so she's got a knife to Castier's throat. How important is she?
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, in the grand scheme of things.
Stein's wife.
Yeah, but like, how important is she in comparison to the whole world being saved?
So what you're
And
saying
once you kill her, you
is-
kill any kind of leverage, and then we'll just be like, pew pew. Like,
I
that's
thought
her
you were
threat.
saying like fight, like we could attack Minty through her, and like you know how you shoot a bullet and it goes through that person into the next person.
Shoot
I
the
wasn't
hostage.
thinking that. I was thinking just like calling her bluff.
I've since understood what you were saying.
We don't need her.
I mean, she had a good life. She loved and was loved in return. And what more could you want?
And to be clear, you don't have power to kill anymore, Freya.
No.
Okay. Are we continuing to stealthily come down, or are we just like
Nah, stealth.
owning it and coming?
Stealth.
What, I mean, she
Stealth,
still doesn't
yeah.
quite know
She hasn't clocked
where
us.
you
She's
are.
stealth.
Seen us.
Stealth as much as we can until we can get behind the snails. But I want to be in a position where we're actually behind her. So I'm imagining she's behind Castier with knife to throat. I want to kind of be behind her and then just shoot her and be like, too bad, so sad.
Well, that is the other side. So that would be the entrance to the cavern, way on the other side where you once came in before, and there's nobody on that side.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
so-
lower
but-
down and try to
So you
get
want to
around.
get across that. Now, to get to that, you're going to have to climb on some of the rocks because you either that or you're going to just have to swing backwards and forwards, which I would have to say would probably. I would at least give you a disadvantage on stealth checks if you were swinging 5 of you from a row
You
backwards and forwards
can't.
until you get
You
momentum.
can't. I've got my spell and it's
I can
plus
still give
10.
you disadvantage. However, you still might succeed. With
Yeah.
It's plus 10 to the disadvantage roll as well.
And plus our modifier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to do it that way, or you can push against the wall and climb, or you can come up with something else.
What's the range between us and Minty?
How far down do you think you are in the cavern?
Okay, so let's say we're halfway down and we're still got room to swing.
You have room to swing if you wish.
Okay.
But the other part is you'd probably be within about 30 to 50 feet.
Okay.
So I could throw a command.
You can try.
Do I have to pick what it is before you do your wisdom saving roll?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to attempt a grovel.
You want her to grovel.
Yeah.
What's she
Why?
got to beat?
Because the target falls prone and ends its turn.
Love.
What's she got to beat?
16.
She does.
Yeah.
She falls. No.
Ah.
She does.
You're like, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Cautious. She does fall to the ground, groveling. But now she knows where you are.
All of us?
Yeah.
Because we're all in the same rope.
Just sees
that what gave it
Morrigan.
away?
Yeah, is it the all of us?
Damn it.
I'm going to launch myself off of the rope
Yes.
and swan dive towards her.
Okay, you will take
Yes.
4 damage.
And at the last minute, I'm going to use a Misty Step to land behind her rather than to crash into the lily pad.
In the past, when you've done that, it's because you weren't going particularly quickly. So,
Oh, okay,
but
never mind.
If you misty step while you're falling, you'll
It
still
still
have
carries
the
it. I'm not using the
momentum.
Misty Step then.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you'll be,
I just wanna-
you can reappear and splash.
Yeah, I'm just
really
gonna
hard.
I'm gonna crash into her then, and
Yeah,
can
I like that.
can I hold a weapon while I do so?
Of course you can.
Of course I can.
Whether it works is another matter.
Your little dagger that you keep strapped to your thigh.
Not anymore.
No, lost that.
I'm gonna use a flame blade as a bonus action
Okay.
as I'm going down to stab.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to fall, and I said between 30 and 50 feet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
It's not that far.
It's a while, and it's going to do some damage. But on your way down, we're going to find out whether or not you are able to have the dexterity to turn that into an attack. So give me a dexterity
Yeah,
check.
okay.
Yeah, or anything else you think you could replace it with as far as dexterity goes.
Can it be a performance?
No.
I didn't think this through. It's fine. I'm throwing myself on a grenade. That's what I'm doing. 13 plus 1.
Nice.
Sadly, no. My number was 15, though.
Yeah.
It normally is, but my base number is usually 15 and then upwards. So no, on your way down, you are not going to be able to take control of the fall well enough to make an attack. You will land next to her or on her.
If it's on, can I at least do some damage to her?
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, okay.
But
I'll take
otherwise,
that.
we've got to see what you take first. And I didn't roll particularly well.
Yeah.
And so you will take 10 hit points damage.
Nice.
And let's just do a flat out luck check to see if you land on her. And so a D20 and anything 11 and above, it's 50-50, 11 and above, and I'll say you managed to hit her.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Yeah, fair. 3.
Guys, what you see is Morrigan basically might as well have yelled out, watch this, and just starts to fall from the rope and is diving straight towards the lily pad and misses the middle of the lily pad anyway, hits the edge of it just enough to do some damage, and it wasn't on a solid ground, so I think you should be okay, except now you've rolled off and you're in the ice cold water and you're drifting down.
Distraction achieved.
Yes. See, that's good.
Sneak
attack. Now I'm going to sneak attack.
You probably could, because to be honest with you,
Please tell me that
Minty's just groveling, so I mean...
Please tell me Helen Mirren at least starts to move away.
Yeah, she most likely will when she gets a chance, but you guys are going first.
All right.
Yeah.
This is basically your sneak attack round.
Go sneak attack.
I'm going to jump.
You're jumping as well.
I'm going to use my acrobatics.
Okay, yep.
I've started a trend.
15.
I said 15 was the number to beat. You've hit 15. That's close.
That was close.
We might pull this off.
Yeah, we could.
All right, so let's see where you drop down first. Same as last time. Give me a d20, see if you land where you wanted to. Anything less than a 10 means you did not.
Pardon?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4, so I haven't landed too well.
No, you followed Morrigan into the water, hit the side of the lily pad.
Damn it.
And
that means my
unfortunately,
sneak attack is not going to work, is it?
definitely not. You're in the water as well.
Oh, I'm
and
gonna take
you
some
have
damage.
taken some damage as well.
Why couldn't you
Ooh.
just roll a better number? Go away. I don't like this dice.
Just got to get to the part where you actually got hurt.
Sorry, yeah, I forget that.
We're hoping you'll forget.
I definitely won't. That's 15 hit points.
I haven't got 15.
How many you got?
59.
Are you still unhurt?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. All right, you don't have 59 no more.
Sorry, I'm being too smug.
Yeah, that'll cost you. You go into the
That'll
water
cost me.
and it's ice cold. You hit it really hard.
You get another 15 for being a bitch.
Just 15 for pissing me off. Kaa'Riin, you've just watched your two friends who've just launched off this rope and then missed the lily pad and rolled off into the water nearby, next to a groveling Minty, who's like, please, please. And after a while, she's like, you know what? I was going to say, please leave me be. Please don't kill me. But now I'm like, they're not trying. They're clearly not trying to kill me.
Yeah, no.
Can we get a description of how the other people in the room are reacting?
This is all happening simultaneously,
that's right. Okay,
effectively.
no,
So you've
go
got
on.
one
Sorry.
person drop and another person drop. And once we find out what Kaa'Riin does, we'll hear how everyone else reacts.
You just shake your head.
No, in your defense, in our defense, in everyone's defense, we have been in war. We are exhausted. Of course you can't accurately land on a lily pad. We've been in battle. Come on now.
I feel like this should be part of a speech.
No, it's not.
We're doing the best we
general.
can.
You're doing the best you can. I think it's great that we even made this far. Some people wanted to run away. I heard some people thought about bailing, and you didn't. You went. And sure, you're in the water now, and that's okay, because I got you. Because I'm just going to use my wild shape. Oh.
Here we go.
I'm going to turn into a crocodile.
Here we go.
I'm going to scoop you up and snap her up.
Right, but you're still in the rope first. Unless you turn into a crocodile while on the rope, in which case I'd have to say your grip won't be great.
Yeah, well, the plan was to let go.
30 feet into the water. Do you want to go on the lily pad or straight
I'm
to the
going
water?
to turn into a crocodile as I hit the water.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Change my mind. Can I be... It's not as gorgeous, but it is big and tough. I don't turn to a crocodile.
Please be the whale. Please be the whale. Please be the whale.
A whale's too big for that lily pond water, isn't it?
No, the whale would fit into this thing reasonably well.
Okay, it's a whale.
Wait, what were you going to pick though?
I was going to do the giant snapping turtle, but it kind of feels silly not to be the whale now.
That's cooler.
I must say, if you're going to do the whale, though, that's probably going to kill everyone in the room.
Oh, okay.
It's a tidal wave of incredible
right.
size.
I'm gonna go with a giant snapping turtle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can snap her head off.
Yeah, I want to scoop you up. Are they conscious? Can they swim out? Can you guys swim
Yeah.
out?
They're conscious.
They're conscious.
Yeah.
They didn't pass out, even though the water is awfully cold.
Okay, look, I'm going to be there as a life device. What's it
Life
called?
raft.
A life raft if they need to grab on, and I'm going to do a multi-attack on her.
Well, let's see if you land on the lily pad first.
I don't care if I don't. I'm a turtle.
Yeah, I know, but if you want to attack her, you've got to land.
Okay, let's do that then.
So anything above a 10 and you land on the lily pad. You've only
Okay.
had 2 people fail so far.
And yeah, all right, that's cool. 12.
You have landed on the lily pad.
Thank you. And then chomp, chomp, chomp.
Give me the roll.
Yeah, so she's like already groveling though, isn't she?
She's groveling, so I will actually give you an advantage on this.
Yay, why?
She's prone. She's prone.
She's prone.
nice.
Look at you, your keywords. Well done. All right, cool.
Now that you're finally getting good at the game, it would be horrible if I changed systems, wouldn't
Oh man, a 2 and a 4. Don't worry about it.
it? You're so right about that.
Yeah. We can't. This bitch is
No, wait,
groveling. She
yeah.
has no defenses, and we're like, oh no.
2 people landed next to her, and you just courteously nibbled on the side of her clothes.
We should have just thrown a big rock.
So
Well, Loot is still up there, and he's up there thinking, God, I wish I
Bring
brought a
Loot the
rock.
rock.
I wish I'd brought a rock now.
That was so David and Goliath. I
We
loved
used
it.
all of our good juju last game.
You sure did, because
It's great.
that was a good start. You got her to roll around and beg for her life before now. She's getting pretty emboldened by the fact that begging made things better.
But I think it makes her lose her turn, to be fair.
Yeah, certainly we'll go around that. But you've also brought in
An echo.
Aneko and Loot, and they are not going to drop down like from 30 feet. They are going to continue to be lowered down for the remainder of this turn.
Smart.
Having seen the 3 of you not successfully do that. The snapping turtle is kind of successful, but they will lower themselves down. The rest of the room has stood still, and you can see Thine standing in front of that door, and he is suddenly panicked, and he says, no, you can't let her kill her. You can't let her kill her. And he's calling out about Castier. But the good news is, Castier can move. There's no knife against Castier's throat now, and she leaps into the water and starts to swim.
Good job.
Stucker and Thusser don't seem to react much. All right, they don't seem to give you much at this moment. Stucker, as always, is happy to see you. Hello.
Hey.
I was wondering when you'd be next by. Seems like it's been quite some time. Whereas Thusser looks to be concentrating on something. Not all gods are equal. Of that you are probably becoming quite aware. What Thusser saw was at once disturbing, enlightening, and possibly even threatening. Beyond the cavern, the shadows had become longer. Looking through the holes in the ceiling of this great chamber, one created by a spear of immense power, the other by these seemingly unimportant heroes, Thusser saw the first stars of the night forming, far earlier than normal, stronger, a straight line of gold. But Thusser also saw what only gods could see. She saw who held the spear. A god once forgotten, but now holding the power to change all things. And Thusser bowed before her. It was not a prayer, she whispered. It was an apology. I'm sorry, she said. I'm sorry we forgot you. But that brings us back around to, well, we're going to need some initiative rolls now from everybody because you have entered into something resembling combat. Let's find out what that's going to be.
2. Fuck that. That dice is out.
8.
14.
That's better. That's good.
It's reverse day.
It is.
It is.
It's upside down day.
Yeah.
So you
Minty rolled very well. You also see Shashley is here. Remember Shashley? Shashley, the leader of the Nine
bitch
Lives
in
Guild.
charge.
Yep.
Shashley.
She gave us a bit of shash last time we saw her.
Copy. I remember that now.
Okay, I have quite the substantial list of things of people who are suddenly involved in the initiative round, but remarkably, Minty was first. This is the round she will miss, though, so that goes to Thusser and Stucker. Thusser very much looks, even for a snail, a giant snail, looks like she is concentrating on something. Something else has her attention, and Stucker is mostly concentrating on her. But he does seem pleased that you're here. But
are they trying to stop the vault from being unlocked for the souls?
Not precisely. I mean, you'd have to wait till your turn and do an insight check to figure them out a little bit more. Then you've got Jorda. And Jorda, with the raven on his shoulder, heroically, after seeing Freya smash into the water at great speeds. I want to say he tears his shirt off straight away.
No, he doesn't. Not for Freya.
But he's not that keen anymore. But he's still...
Because he's on the Neko now.
Right. But at the same time, he's still like, if there's someone around here who needs to see my 8-pack, he's so shirt's off.
He just wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who he saves.
I'm going to stare, but not for like a long time. Just for like, just enough that I get it. Blink. It's in there.
Just going to store that up
You're
later.
under the
Like
water.
the wank bank? Is that what
Did you make
just
a wank bank?
Did you just make a wank bank right now?
No, just so like.
This is so the opposite of a dice jail.
Just so like I know what he looks like.
Yeah, we know what you're doing with that. We don't need any more euphemisms from you, okay?
But just a reminder, you're underwater right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any of it.
So you're going to have to wait for him to come to you to get you and then...
But he runs Baywatch style towards the edge of the water. He's got the raven on his shoulder. And the last second he lifts that, puts his hand underneath the raven and he helps the raven fly into the sky. Oh, God,
that's cool. That is cool.
He leaps through the air and his hair just stays in place perfectly. And then he dives in and he swings straight towards no one else but you.
Yeah.
All right? It doesn't necessarily... I'm not saying that he's changed the way he thinks.
But he
I'm
may
just
have.
saying it's still inside him that he should be there to save you.
But meanwhile, Freya's swimming quite confidently to the edge. Like she's not flailing.
She's
like,
she's in no way in trouble, but he's like, he's got the song in his head, doesn't even know why. I'll be there. It's specifically me. He's got his song rolling in his head and he's swimming towards you. Was it forever and always? Jordan will be here. You can see him mouthing the words as he's with each stroke. But anyway, he's on his way to you. And that brings us to members of the guild who see this as an opportunity.
Are they with or against us?
With us.
You have to find out.
With us. With us.
Hopefully.
They do see this as an opportunity, especially Shashley, leader, and spears come flying from multiple directions. Now, they should be at disadvantage because she's prone, but when the Nine Lives Guild work together in groups of more than 3, it says on their character sheets, they get advantage, so that will cancel out.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
They don't seem to be too concerned about whether or not they might accidentally hit this giant snapping turtle that's appeared. And Castier has already sort of slithered off and rolled into the water, as we said. So there are multiple attacks coming towards Minty right now. 1 hit. 2 hits. 3 hits. Oh my God. 3 hits. That was 3 out of the multiples. Okay, 3 out of 5. I was on a bit of a roll there, 3 from 3. Spears go flying into, and I mean hit her hard, even though she's on the ground. They just stab in. Here we go for some damage. And that's not too bad with these spears that just land straight into her, and she takes 12 damage. The spears just jabbing out of Minty's body. Not a bad start.
I like the stories you tell.
With the part where she's being stabbed?
Yeah.
I like the stabby part. But anyway, I've got a bit of paperwork to do. Good old D&D paperwork.
And then we file it all away and very secure.
Do you like paperwork? Do you like people
D&D
ignoring your instructions?
I'm waiting for my D&D
Maybe you
audit
could
one
be a
day.
DM.
Dungeon mastering is for you.
We also have Thine, who has seen Castier leap into the water.
He reveals his 8-pack and dives in as well.
Just every man with an 8-pack stuff.
I do not take snaps of that.
Actually, Thine was very attractive, if I'm not wrong. I think
He's also my uncle.
Yeah. But that is weird, yes. You shouldn't do that. He's a godfather person to you.
Godfather, okay.
Godfather, that's it.
Yeah, he's also your uncle. He is your uncle.
It's not.
He's actually your uncle.
Yeah.
But he doesn't dive in. He doesn't take his shirt off or anything like that. He casts a spell. Well, he casts Control Water, which is probably quite handy here.
That's going to be very handy.
He's controlling water, but he is starting a whirlpool, and that lily pad is spinning around. Under the water, you are spinning around with it, getting faster and faster. But you're kind of on the outside of it, so I don't think it'd be too hard for you to swim away. But it is spinning faster and faster and faster.
Is this him helping us?
He's hoping to save Castier.
Okay.
It can pull you in. I just want to make that clear. If you're inside it, you will take damage.
Does he know for a fact his wife is not inside of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one casting it, so he's chosen the size of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But his entire purpose was no one will chase her. No one will come after her. He's seen an opportunity and he's taking it. That leads us to Castier, who is out of range, having slid in and started swimming straight away. She will be out of the water pretty much by the end of this turn and not being pulled back in. And then to Morrigan.
Swim.
Where to?
Maybe just towards the next lily pad.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Can I cure wounds on myself?
Yeah, I reckon you could do that while you're swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be healthy-ish. How many hit points do you get back?
17.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Freya, you're next.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I guess try and swim out of the water. So are you joining me, like going towards the next lily pad, or? Yeah, how far away is like the land?
Depends which part you want to go to. The lily pad is closer, but by the end of this turn, like Castier only just hit the water at the end of the last turn, you would be out of the water by the start of the next turn.
On the actual land, not the lily pad?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, and how far away is Minty from me?
Back through the whirlpool.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to swim towards the land then.
Okay, so at the start of the next turn, I don't have any problem with you stepping up into the shallow part as you're climbing out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Doesn't just end abruptly.
Then I'm going to jump in Strucker's shell and have a nap. Get all my powers back.
Unbelievable. Kaa'Riin, what would you like to do?
I'm going again for another snap. The snapping turtle makes 3 attacks. Okay, I'm going to bite and claw at the same time. I'm going to grab her with my claws and bite.
Okay, 1d20 for each one.
Okay, so one's a 3, don't worry about that. One's a 2, don't worry about that. And one's a crit. You can worry about that.
How much damage does the bite do?
Then I'm going to do a 3d10 plus 5.
Seriously?
So what, that's 30 damage immediately?
Happy days, my friend. Let's go then. Yes, 10 straight up, yep. And then an 8. And then a 10, so it's 28 plus 5.
So 63 points in damage total?
63 total.
Yes.
Brutal attack, snapping limbs and everything. And she's in extreme pain.
Yeah, that sucks.
Despite the fact that she thought this would work.
Yeah.
But she looks instantly near death.
Wow.
I'm going to call him Mr. Snappy. That's what I got Mr. Pickles and this one's Mr. Snappy.
Minty is looking absolutely horrendous, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably regretting that great big speech she gave at the start about how she set all this up.
Yes, so uncomfortable.
I'm meant to be a god.
She wants to be one, yeah.
Especially where she's like, so are you going to let me be what I was born to be, a god? And then Turtle's like, chomp, chomp, chomp.
I know.
No.
I mean, she's not extremely powerful by any means, but
I mean,
she starts with a reasonable amount of hit points.
We kill gods, so...
Yeah.
Getting awfully cocky today, aren't we?
Yes,
all
correct.
Right, it is Minty next. And I'm really trying to think what Minty's motivation would be at this stage, because it would be living.
Not die, yeah.
Yeah, it would be living. But the whirlpool means she can't leave.
Oh, she's trapped.
She is trapped.
Nice.
She was groveling. She remains groveling. She turns to the turtle, which awkward, and she gets on her knees and she pleads for her life.
Okay, that was a good play.
And she says to you, I'm the product of so much horror.
It's not me, it was my environment.
My father made me be this person. I just want power so I can make things right again. You must understand, I'm already a being of souls. If I can have that power of a god, I can stop these people being the way they are, and I can rule with a fair... She pauses for a very long time. An iron hand. She can't bring herself not to say the last part. Anyway, she is trying to persuade you.
So should she roll persuasion?
She is indeed. And I'm going to ask you, how persuaded were you by that?
I wasn't. The speech at the start gave me some subtle clues as to her intentions.
I'm going to roll a disadvantage. You're the DM now. Yeah, all right. Oh, wow. At disadvantage.
She rolled a crit.
I rolled a 19 and a 17.
Oh, what?
I don't think it's reasonable that I'd completely go, oh no, that's fair. But I might not kill her.
That's what's happening right now. It is giving you pause.
There's doubt.
I'm going to let you think about what happens with that as we get further through the order. Again, Thassa, Stucker, preoccupied, Jorda swimming towards Freya, who in no way needs his help. But he reaches out and offers help. Anyway, I've got you, he says. I've got you.
I just love this story.
I've got you.
I love this
He just keeps repeating it. And it's actually shallow water. You could both stand up. Don't worry.
Thank you. I've swam out myself.
I will have helped you. I'm just glad I could be here for you. Me and my abs.
Yeah. I'm just
All
gonna
9 of us,
do
baby.
a quick run down the cheese grater and then I'll say, I'm done. Thank you. That's all I needed.
He asked if did you get any healing from that? I've got too many bad jokes in my mind now. Straight away, my mind went to Marvin Gaye, the sexual healing song. No, I was like, oh no, not that sort.
Oh.
But still, you're welcome.
Yeah. Marginal.
And the bird lands on his head. Awkwardly.
All right.
Jorda is followed by
The guild.
the guild members. You may not have to worry too much about what's about to happen because there are many of them throwing their spears again, Shashley among them. I have rolled successfully 3 times out of 5 again.
Wow.
It's exactly the same as the
ratio.
last time. Yeah, I'm doing all right today. For a total of 10 points.
She's dead.
The spears fly through the air.
Oh my God.
And she's groveling in front of this giant snapping turtle on her knees, pleading. And you watch as each spear embeds in her back.
Oh.
From your perspective, Kaa'Riin, you see some of them come through. All the way through.
And then I'm like, I was going to forgive you.
Here's the thing, though. She had 9 hit points left. I rolled 10. In her current form, she only takes half damage
Okay.
from sharp items.
Piercing damage.
Piercing and bludgeoning, anything like that, because she is made now mostly of souls.
Yeah.
So she is...
The shell doesn't matter as much.
No, so she is still alive.
Can we capture these souls somehow?
Or
channel them to
Will they
somewhere?
go
They're
to the
pieces of
Solar
other
Stone?
souls. They've been torn out from the main soul, so she's made of pieces of souls from other creatures.
Oh, okay.
She does, as she said, she's partially Freya's mum.
But will
Yeah,
they go
so-
to the Solar Stone like all the golem souls have been on the battlefield?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
and
so my mum will
follow-up
just get returned.
and follow-up question.
Yes.
How come Bellareth's soul didn't do that? Just
Yeah.
god logic?
Yes, because
okay.
you had to take a god's soul before.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too
They
much.
act differently
the
too.
Solar
Yeah, that's
Stone-
fine.
And they are more powerful souls, I guess. They're actually more than souls.
Yeah.
But that's the best language that people have to understand them.
yeah,
That would be the
makes
best way to
sense.
put
Okay,
it.
cool.
So if she dies, my mum's soul will go back to my mum.
I don't know.
Yes, it will. So that answers that.
I do know that someone in the group kind of knows.
Is this because I have both of my souls now?
You do not.
No, it went to the stone.
It doesn't go back to you. But you aren't you're okay.
Yeah, but your mum's also okay. She's fine without the other bit. She's fine.
Sure, that can't have any long-term effects.
That's fine. We've got problems now, not later. It comes over to Indy's Freya's turn.
Indy Freya.
Indy Freya will be have to wait for Thine.
And also, I'm before you in the initiative roll.
Oh, what? Sorry, I
don't know what
misread my own list.
I don't know what your list says, but it's not my list, so I'm using mine.
Yeah.
She
with
wrote her own
Thine-
list and just says,
I read it wrong.
me.
Thine
exactly how it goes.
pulls Castia out of the water and starts dragging her towards Staka, trying to get her towards his shell for the healing that it provides, and pushing her inside and taking her within. It's not something as easy as just shoving her. She's active. And capable of doing it by herself, but of course he just wants to be supportive. And Castia uses her turn to crawl inside that shell. That brings us back around to Morrigan.
Told ya. Have I made it to my lily pad?
Yes.
Sweet. And groveling soul bitch isn't dead yet?
No, but I mean, there are spears on both sides.
Yeah. And she was the enemy within this thing?
She wasn't.
Telepathetically. Hey, Kaa'Riin, she looks like on her last leg. Have you got that sorted?
I got that sorted.
Should I start collecting skulls to get your people's souls out?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to take a fortifying breath and dive and go get a skull.
There is, I guess, one minor issue with that, and that is there are hundreds of
swim?
skulls. No, you can swim just fine, but there are hundreds of skulls. And in the past, when you were here, it was actually Kaa'Riin who could see particular ones light up. One lit up last time and told her a story. So
That's a
you
Kaa'Riin
don't,
thing.
Yeah, you don't get to know that so much. But only one did that last time, so it still might be a difficulty.
Can I use Arcana?
Sure, give me an Arcana roll and see if you can figure
Let's
out.
try.
Give it a try.
Worst that can happen is you say, dun, dun, no, you're an idiot, you can't see shit. And then I move on.
Okay.
15 plus 5.
It is enough for you to find the skull from last time. I'm not saying you go, oh, it must be that one, but it had magic in it in some way.
Okay.
And right now you can identify that magic. So you can find the original skull, and it does. It glows to you.
Cool.
So yeah, you can swim down and grab that one. That will take your turn to bring that one back up, of course.
Fine.
And Freya, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to run around the edge towards the water cyclone. What's it called?
Whirlpool.
The whirlpool. And I'm going
Water
to...
cyclone.
I mean, I get that.
It made sense.
Yeah. And I'm going to acid splash into the whirlpool so it becomes an acid whirlpool.
It is so much water, the acid will mean nothing.
It won't, though, because it'll
Go ahead.
turn into an acid.
Do the thing you said out loud. How'd you go?
A 9.
It dilutes as expected, and you now have a stronger understanding of science.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot my bow.
No, you did your acid.
What?
You don't get to have multiple turns.
Yes, it's not. One didn't work, so I get to go again.
No, unfortunately, you've used...
Man, I just
have a look and see if you have any bonus actions.
No,
though.
Misty Step's my only one.
Okay.
I gave you a clue. You didn't listen to me.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it does seem like Mindy would have expected Freya to be involved in her final moment, kind of, though. Like, I feel like there was a narrative there, something.
Indy just stayed super quiet on that.
Just like, I'm over the vibe on this.
Kaa'Riin.
All right. She's at her death point, isn't she?
Yeah.
But I have taken pause.
How much of a pause?
Not that much. I'm going to meet her halfway. I'm like, hey, I believe you. I believe that you want to rule for the greater good, kinda.
Yes.
And look, let's be real. You're not going to survive this. Like, you're close.
I've been through worse.
If you really, really mean that, how about you give up those souls and they will become part?
Well, that's the same as if I die. I have to point out that that's exactly the same, though. So
I
it's not
know.
really
You could either
me.
give them up or I'm just going to kill you now. I can do that for you, though. I can make the choice for you. I just want to give you a choice in this because I know that you believe in the greater good, and unfortunately,
this is the greatest good you're ever going to get.
This is the greatest good you're ever going to do.
Give me an insight check.
Sure.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at jif.com.
5 + 6, 11.
She launches up towards you and pulls a knife.
Minty.
But I haven't had an action yet.
I know.
So unfortunately,
she's going to meet the snapper.
It's Mr. Snappy time.
Give me a roll.
Oh, ouchie.
It's a crit.
No.
I'm not going to touch this bit.
Not
but I would
even
like
a
to
crotch
Not even a cross
crit.
roll. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a photo so you all believe me.
I do not need you to roll damage. The bite snaps her in two, and she fades almost immediately as your body goes through hers. And the souls are already starting to weave towards the Solar Stone.
Yes, they
Which is a really good time for you to tell me exactly where you thought the Solar Stone was.
It's exactly in her mum's chest because she padded it back in there.
And where is she?
On the boats up above.
You
And
see
so
the
it's
souls
soul
swirl
up.
all the way out of the cabin. And I remembered this. That's why I'm asking if you did.
Damn.
The Solar Stone is not down here with you.
Yeah, we need that.
No, but that's okay. Remember, we've got eyes in here.
Yeah, we do.
We have eyes in here, and we are a team. And we told them, be on the lookout.
And we can communicate with...
We have surveillance.
Yes, being many eyes. And we can write a little note like, hey guys, we need some help now. Can you please come down?
They've been watching this whole thing though. Like they have been watching this.
They can watch parts of it, yes.
And they know the plan. So snap. All the souls are going up to the boat. That's cool. I would call them out of harm's way. But now, in this second.
As long as nothing bad is happening outside.
Out there.
Nothing at all. No Ungelock.
That little music, and that goes to the scenes that we can't see.
Yep, that could be happening.
Is it?
No, it didn't. I waited and I didn't do anything.
Okay, so that's good.
I lied. I really can't be trusted. Above the cavern, soul ships and Draco bears circled. From their viewpoint, they could see the valley far below, the old village, the abandoned church. They watched as the water continued to rise, defying gravity. It reached the base of the mountain, but did not stop. With each wash, beings of water formed from the pool and walked forward. Some froze as they touched the ice and snow. They shattered and fell back into the flood. But still they came. It was only a matter of time now. Ungelock would soon be here. So are we writing a note and putting it in front of Freya's eye so that the being can see it and passing on the message?
I kind of thought they would get it, but yeah, if we have to make that explicit, write a note.
And you could also ask an Echo who is still on the rope. Could you just climb back up and ask for the...
Wow, what a pussy. She stayed out of that whole thing. But
she didn't drop down, yeah.
All right, tell her to shout up for the mum to come down. Maybe she can just come down now.
Yeah, okay. She does. She slowly lowers herself down, and Lute and an Echo do the same, and you're all in various parts of this cavern, and you seem like you are surrounded by all the people. You are now surrounded by probably everybody you've ever worked with who could help you. They're almost all here. Darkon, of course, is not. Dutch and Harkon are not with you.
Because they're dead.
They
are.
Yeah. Just want to make that clear. And maybe a few other people. Steve, the Quokka, wouldn't be far away. But almost everyone's here. You've got Jordo, as I said. You've got the Guild. You've got Cotton. You've got Staka Thassa.
Yeah.
And you've got something you haven't had for a while. Time and hope. Okay, I was just going to say...
I was going to say time for a nap.
You really want to take a couple of hours out right now with Ungelock approaching.
No,
I don't see you
right.
have that much time.
I know, it's just that we've got no spells to fight him. But we have an army-ish.
Yeah, you got heaps of stuff.
Yeah, righto.
Up to you what you'd like to do next.
Strategize our plan for the next defense, which is Ungelock coming. And make a god.
Time to make a god?
It's time to make a god.
If we make a god first, do we get to use a god to help us?
That's what I'm thinking. So part of our defense is making a god.
I don't want to offer you any guarantees to anything. We've never done this before.
But we're doing it now.
Talk me through it.
Freya.
What's the plan?
Are you in?
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're sculling in the dooring. Skulls indoors, yes?
Skulls indoors.
Souls released. Yes.
Yeah.
Of my people. I guess I'm saying goodbye now, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't save them or restore them. I'm only able to make them into a god, give them a better existence than
trapped behind a door.
Doesn't seem too bad as far as things go. Like as far as options go.
Was there a chance I ever could have saved them and restored them to their...
Yeah, certainly at the start of this whole story, I did not have a plan for what you would do with it.
Because we need bodies to put them in is the issue.
And I often thought that golem bodies would be part of that issue. Like you could have multiple parts of people and put them back inside those.
But that's not a life.
Oh, but they'd be twins of something.
I think I'd rather them live for all eternity as a god.
Yeah.
The Kethel amulet that you have will make it easier for you to see the skulls. And as Dorna said to you, you were carrying 3 all along.
Yes.
But the last hole in the door, so my assumption is that you have no trouble finding the first sort of skulls and putting them in place. They don't need to be in order or any of those sort of things. And so you start swinging down, pulling out skulls and putting them inside the different holes that at the front of this door. And the last hole is a bit bigger, about the size of a watermelon.
One random big hole in the door.
Okay, whose skull is it? Oh my God, it's me. It's my skull.
May not be a skull.
It's a big rock.
Big rock seems fair.
Watermelon big.
No, the hole's the size of a watermelon.
Oh, okay.
I know. I don't know. Is it the amulet?
Is it? How big is your amulet?
It's huge.
It's a big rock.
It's huge.
It's a big rock. It's not the size of the hole, but...
It's big.
Yeah, the hole
can go in there.
signifies that it's not a skull that goes in there, basically.
Okay. Logistical question.
Yeah.
once we open this door, are the souls going to go to the Solar Stone, do you think?
Yes, I do. They'll
Does that
automatically
mean
channel into the soul. Yeah.
Does that mean who wears the Solar Stone turns into the god?
No, because we have to
No,
do the
there's a
spell.
spell I've got to do.
Clever.
Okay.
Wait, stop. Everyone stop.
Whoa.
Should we actually ask consent?
We haven't even talked to the people we're thinking about.
Yeah. First of all, we're going to talk to Loot.
Because we're thinking Loot,
Yeah,
right?
we're thinking Loot. The other thing is, but the thought of playing on without Loot is a little sad.
No, but he could be like our snail friend gods. Like the gods don't have
he
to
doesn't actually have
exist.
to go away.
Yeah.
No.
In my head, he has to go away and sit in the chair, but he doesn't. He
might
can
not-
still stay here.
The chair that you invented, if I'm not wrong, you two invented a chair. There was never a chair.
He might not campaign with us anymore, but he might be like our Yoda.
Yeah, like I know we spoke about that, but if you've seen Percy Jackson Lightning Thieves, they're all sitting in chairs.
They are.
And yet this is a different story. And I remember Freya very clearly trying to make chairs to the point that we had to invent, I think, a foldaway chair just to make her feel okay about the day.
Okay. All right, we need to talk to Luke.
Who's having this conversation?
I don't know, but I would like to, not me. I would like to go talk to my people.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, so you
Where's
talk to
Loot?
people. Morrigan, I think you got a calming word with Loot. How about I call out for my mother to come down and we can get the Solar Stone off her?
Okay, cool. Gonna go have a chat with Loot.
Who'd like to go first?
I'll ask my people first.
Okay.
Okay. Just because they're kind of a big deal in that.
You did change back from being a giant snapping turtle though, right?
Yeah. All right. I'm going up to the door. My hand's up on the door and just give the vibes.
Okay.
So I'm going to the door and I'm going to try to call for Sakosh and for Zen. And I'm like, can you hear me?
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay. Sakosh and Zen.
Mother, you came back.
What I'm about to say is not easy. And it doesn't come lightly. Don't listen back to the podcast though. It kind of did come a little lightly. This is really sad. But it's been 400 years of you being trapped in here and I don't know what to do. I don't want you to live in a golem. You deserve more than that. And you wouldn't even have your body to yourself. And it just seems kind of icky. And I don't know, I've been hanging out with a golem. She's cool. But there seems to be consequences. Anyway, enough of that. You deserve better than this. It's been 400 years and I don't want you to give another day to swirling around in a cage. Nobody deserves that. So if it's okay with you, I would like to free you to join as one, to be the one strong, unified spirit I know that you can be and is the way that we always lived as a community all those years ago. And if it's okay with you, I would like to do that instead of leaving you here to fade away. I love you. I'll never forget you. And I'm so sorry, but what are your thoughts?
You already put everything in the door, all the skulls and the amulet.
Oh, did I already do that?
The door is already open. And way back when we first started this show, one of the first things I did was send out test scripts for people. This is what the people said.
Hi, I'm Phoenix.
Hi, I am Andreas.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
Hi, I'm Farah.
Hi, I'm Todd.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Hi, I'm Noah.
Hi, I'm Brett.
Hi, I'm Odrada.
Hi, I'm Joseph.
Hi, I'm Nomad.
Hi, I'm Warren.
Hi, I'm Lee.
Hi, I'm Kit.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and we are the people.
And we are the people.
And we are the people.
I remember.
I remember.
I remember.
I remember.
I remember.
How could I ever forget?
I had a family.
I was a child.
A father.
A mother.
A lover.
A baby with the world to see.
An old man with time behind me.
I have seen the world form.
Rocks folding into mountains.
Rivers carving canyons to the sea.
I've seen hands joined and torn apart.
I've watched countless mindless monstrosities thrust their fears upon others, devouring the gifts of a multiverse, consuming the mysterious incantations that create the extraordinary majesty of our intertwined lives. Yes, I remember the time meant for me.
And I want my time again.
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 I'm a mother.
A lover.
I'm a father.
A child.
I am all of these things.
I am all these things.
I'm all these things.
I am all of these things.
I am all these things.
And you see the souls swirl out from the door. And the door just erases before your eyes. And each of those souls launch towards the solar stone. Up, you can see that Freya's mum is climbing down by a rope. And you can see the souls all form on that stone.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
That took years. Everyone listening, of course, everyone here has pretty much got eyes full of tears now because it's not just a story for us sometimes. But yeah, as part of this, when I was writing this, I sent that out as a test script for people. And then one day I realized there was a chance to use it. So I put that together just in case you ever got to the door and decided to open it in any way. And that's who they are. They are your people. And they are now part of the Solar Stone.
Are they happy?
I would say so.
Like happier than being in that cave for 400 years,
I mean, when a lot of them, they were all their people and they get to see the universe again. They're not trapped.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
That's better.
And now what would you like to do?
I'm glad you had that conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad we spoke to them before being like, la, la, you know. Oh, this makes me so sad. Because I think it's the first time we've probably ever really, for me, that I feel like I've failed.
You let the people free?
Well, I failed them the first time, and then I thought I could bring them back this time.
I think you have.
There's worse fates than being a god, isn't there?
Well, because currently any soul that's killed, like wherever souls go to be reincarnated is shut down because Bellereth shut it down. So literally the only other option would be non-existence. So you're giving them more than reincarnation. You're giving them the gift of continuing on for eternity.
And being everything at once.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
And if they decide to become the god of that world, now that Bellereth is gone, which I can't believe has happened, but Bellereth's not taking that job on.
Right, they might create a better.
No, they could also, I guess, start bringing themselves back. I don't know what they could do. They could take that.
With godly powers, anything could happen.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I think that was the best choice that I could make with the circumstances and the resources that we had.
I can't believe part of you is going, yeah, I don't know. I made them a god, but I think I could have done better.
I think I just want to bring them back. But you're right, there's options this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
was really heart-wrenching. More heart-wrenching than I actually expected that to be.
Heart-wrenching.
It was heart-wrenching. That was so nice to listen to that to all the people's names.
I could just see faces.
That's what I was seeing. It was like going through the Instagram page, all these unique people and like just them.
And the people we've had an impact on who have clearly had an impact upon us.
Yeah. That was a beautiful moment.
What would you like to do next?
Just give me a moment, man.
Cry?
Yeah. I think I'm just going to like watch them with a single tear strolling to my face and be like, I love you to my family as I go up. And then I think someone needs to go talk to Lute.
Yes, I'm going to, I'm going to talk to Lute. So I was on a lily pad at some point, but the fight ended. So can I just assume that I've gone?
Yeah, while this other thing was happening, you could move around.
Because he was coming down.
Yeah, he was about to be off, so he's on a lily pad as well, or on the shore, doesn't matter.
Okay, so I want to pull Lute aside and have as much of a private conversation as I can have in the room that we're in.
Yeah.
So I want to pull him aside and sit down with him and introduce the idea that...
I want to hear how you introduce this idea.
All right. Lute, I know that your life hasn't been easy, and I know that very recently you have gone through the worst thing imaginable. You've lost essentially a father figure or two father figures in one go. And I know how that can impact people. I've seen it impact people all around me. I want you to know that I hope that the darkness that you've seen in the world doesn't take away your light. You are such a beautiful soul. You are a force to be reckoned with, taking down a god with a stone. We have to fill the gaps in the godhood. We have to put someone in a position of great power, and there are many creatures out there that are vying for that role who would simply tear this world apart, who would like to see it burn, who would like to see the world suffer. And we think that if we can put someone with a good heart, with a good soul, someone who understands both the darkness and the light within humanity, that this world might just be a better place for it. I know that it's a lot to think about, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of time, but we would very much like for the souls that have been lost, who are going to go to a god one way or another, to go to a new god who will bring light to this world. And we think that might just be you.
Lute looks up, and you can see that Lute has been dealing with a lot in the last few hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether his answer is one out of anger or love. It could be both.
Like Belarath, he's going to have to choose.
But he does say, give me the power.
Oh. I'm going after them.
This episode's too much. Where's the alcohol? No, I'm actually going to go looking for alcohol.
It's behind you, large amounts.
Am I the only one that read that ominously, though?
Let me go get them.
I know. I'm like, that sounds like...
Could be Dutch and Harkon.
Yeah, okay, cool. It could be. I'd like to pull Lute into a big hug and tell him, you give me hope. And then can we cut to the next conversation that needs to happen?
To get away from me as quickly as possible, please.
I think we're forgetting something big here. Can I actually speak to Thassa? I think...
Oh shit, we found the child.
But not here is what we know. Because I figure if we don't have a conversation with her, she's just going to not know what's going on and just reset time again. Because isn't that the... Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
I'd kind of forgotten. Yep, okay.
Yep. What would you like to ask?
Not so much ask. Because Baldy... What's Baldy's name again?
Dornis. Wow.
Oh,
in the
he
tent?
told us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And okay, so because she's resetting time unless she gets her child.
Yeah.
Okay. Thassa.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
I'm in the room.
So I'm also trying to orient myself. Like
I
I'm
can't
talking
leave
to
the room.
giant snail god. Okay.
Yes.
We were earlier intercepted by Dornis, and he has told us a couple of things. And look, I don't trust that. I don't trust him very much, but I would hate to not share this with you in case it turns out to be true. He did tell us that you are looking for your child and that you have been resetting time, that we've been here before, that this has played out in various ways and you are not allowing it to continue until you are reunited with your child. And he seems to think that the reason that you haven't found your child is because they are in a different universe.
Ooh, Thassa,
Should I tell her this? Yeah, I should.
I think she needs to know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's too late now. You've told her. Thassa was reacting to it, and you're like, maybe I'll just backtrack. If you don't
And then
mind.
I rewind time.
Yeah. Let's start again.
Her 2 eye stalks. That's what they are, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
Spin around, and she has been looking through the gaps up outside of the cavern. Something has drawn her attention beyond you. and has...
Even with me sharing this information, she's not... Okay.
And this has drawn her attention.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is there was something very dramatic catching her attention in some way, or at least something concerning to her.
Can I look in that direction?
You can, but now she's looking at you, so it makes it look like you're just looking backwards and forwards trying to get each other's attention. But she looks towards you, and this is the most sincere, most determined you've seen her. You can recognize that expression, but there's also a tinge of sadness. Yeah, I know you can recognize snail expression.
I know, like, 'cause you reminded me that snails have those little like eye stalks.
Yeah.
And so simultaneously I've started picturing like me trying, because she's giant, looking between the two eyes, like which one do I look at? And then you said I can recognize determination. I'm like, fucking, what does that look like in a snail?
Well, apparently very easy to determine because I said it. Anyway, and it's also like, it's almost... the eyes are welling up. I'm personifying a lot now. Because she has searched throughout this universe, every particle of this universe.
Well, that makes sense why she hasn't been able to find.
And that's the recognition she suddenly has. And you can see that Staka has also turned his attention. He can feel what she feels right now. And Thassa just says, but where?
Oh, she's asking me.
Yes.
Was he specific with that information?
No, I don't think he was. I'm
not here.
I'm so sorry. I am just a mere mortal. I have no idea about the bigger things in the world. I don't even know if his information is correct, but if you, as a god, haven't had success here, it may very well be the case that they're elsewhere. I don't know where. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do more.
Staka laughs when you say mere mortal.
Me golem?
And no, he's not in an offensive way, just as if those words surprise him. And he says, oh, I think there is a way. I don't understand it entirely. The gap between our worlds is very thin. Thassa turns to Staka and just says, but where would be the thinnest point? And then Staka starts looking beyond the room as well, in the same direction that Thassa was looking. And Staka says...
Oh, because he's a god of space.
Says if there's a way to get you there, would you look?
I'll look, and I'd never stop looking until I found them.
That's all I needed to hear. Isn't distance confusing? And time? And space? The child was so far away, and yet, right by them all. Hidden, though. Too many troubled eyes were searching for them. Those who misunderstood the value of such things. Those who wished to control or own it. So the child hid, but not in shadows. The darkness was too strong there. Freya, your mother is climbing down the rope.
Yeah.
And she drops down onto a lily pad. And she smiles at you, and she can tell. I mean, obviously, everything seems to have worked out just fine, although Angelok is clearly still approaching. There is still a gap in the heavens, even if you create a god now. So this is not over yet.
Yeah.
But it's gone better than expected, she thinks. What would you like to do?
Hey, Mum. So I know that me taking the Solar Stone from you before wasn't ideal and you wanted it back eagerly, but we're going to need it now to give to Lute so we can give him an opportunity to mend some of what the previous gods have done and hopefully give some hope to what we will hope to restore our world and try and fight Angelok. Is there any chance you could hand it over?
Now, she is a fair bit away from you, but she smiles and instantly she pulls the stone out and offers it in her hand, holds it forward towards you.
Yeah.
But she's, out in the lily pad. She's not going to throw it.
Yeah.
And then you notice the wind starts to get stronger. And it is swirling around her. Starts to lift her off the pad, and she starts calling out to you because something is wrong. This is not her. And then it lifts her up as high as it can and drops her. and she plummets towards the lily pad, hits it hard. She stays low when she hits it. She doesn't get up quickly, but she's alive. And the wind slowly forms again into a person. One you've seen before.
Oh!
The spirit of the wind is here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, in the library.
And at the tent we kind of abandoned.
Morrigan, that black gem you've been holding
Yeah.
starts to get warmer and warmer until it burns through whatever you're carrying it in.
Yep.
And you see the wisps of a portal start to form. It starts to find and make its own shape. It gets larger and larger until it's a doorway. And you see Dornus step through right in front of you. And he's already speaking.
He fucking lied to us.
He's already doing the spell that you would know.
Yep. Yep.
And the souls are now ripping away from the solar stone.
So my people are now going into this arsehole.
And they're not going into him at all.
Going to the mountain because he wants to raise his mum.
Oh, the mother.
They're going into the mountain.
Can we stop it? Because things happen simultaneously,
Things
right?
are happening simultaneously.
Where is he? So he's just portaled.
He's standing directly in front of you. He seems completely unaware that you are there. He is focused. This is the moment he's been waiting for his entire plan. Once his mother was lost in the first place, it was all about bringing her back.
Like, I want to stop him from doing it, but can I just start doing the spell and...
Try and do the spell faster.
I'm a pretty fast talker. Can I just out-spell him?
See who can say the spell the fastest.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that?
I'm not going to make you say it, so you have to say it faster than him.
Okay.
But we are going to have this spell being said simultaneously.
Because I'm a pretty fast talker.
Yeah, okay. You're trying to say the spell faster, and I'm trying to figure out a way to actually decide which one will be the fastest spell.
Arcana?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let us win.
We've actually been doing pretty well lately.
We have killed so many things.
It's been so long to get here.
Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do an Arcana skill check.
Yep.
But like an opposed one. So he's doing one at the same time as you. And best of three. So it's like a skill challenge, opposed skill check.
And just to check, you're rolling for him, right?
I am, but
Okay.
I have to tell you, he gets a bonus because he's done something you forgot.
What?
If you have the rune of the person... Yeah. So he actually does have a bonus to his rolls. He has the rune of his mother in his hand as he's trying to draw the souls between everybody.
Hey, if I'm making a new god, can I just make a new rune? I didn't think of it.
If you had loots, then this would have been this would have been easier.
Does he
Works
have?
both ways.
Do we all inherently have runes?
No, they're defined by yourself. Really, you choose for yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So give me your 3 rolls, and I'm going to roll my 3 rolls, and then I'm going to tell you what happens.
Okay. So I was just getting my Arcana plusy plus.
Best of 3.
Oh, so do I just give you one number?
Yeah, give me one at a time, and I'll tell you how I beat it.
11 plus 5.
All right. Okay. I'm not going to tell. I'm going to tell you at the end. It's best of 3. I'm going to tell you. Here's the second one.
Ooh, 9 plus 5.
Yeah, let's just say you beat that one.
Well, you told me that.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't going to tell you, but that one you can know.
And another 9 plus 5.
All right.
Fate of the universe hanging on my rolling skills, but opposing yours. So I'm like,
Yeah, that was
Am I balanced?
a battle of the basement. Anyway, here's what happened. You see as the souls spill into the mountain. And you hear the rumble around you as the mountain gets stronger and stronger, and it starts to form. There's things falling around you. And then from the skies, through the hole above, a bright light, a spear of light comes flying through the holes as it once did before, thrown by the gods who hold the golden spear, by the daughter of somebody you were once.
Mama's
Your story,
girl.
daughter.
So proud.
The spear flings into the mountain again, and the souls start to spill back out.
But where do they go?
And that is where we end this episode.
Yeah, that's a good ending.
But it's also not the end of the episode.
That's also not the end of the episode.
So hold on. Volume 2, Chapter 1, Gods, Episode 39.5, Here Not There. Oh, darkness there, it finds you weak and weary, an abyss of doubt and gloom and woe. It really is quite eerie. But worry not, hide your query, bury face in woolen warmth beneath your covers with eyes so bleary. Ignore what curious lore called forth. Hear not the rapping, tapping teeth and nail, the bellowed bass and rumble. Look aside when hiss and howl doth call. Whimper as your world doth crumble. Wail as space and time both tumble. But ponder not lest psyche may sink. Thought replaced with mindless mumbles. We dance on edge of reason's brink. And the only words there spoken that wrap their way through weakened wit will curse and cry and echo deep and burrow in where they don't fit, and rip and rend thought bit by bit, till all the world's a childish scare, and nothing's left to be sunlit. Oh, darkness there, darkness there. Welcome back, ladies, and welcome, dear listener, to the middle of another episode. As usual, my plans weren't exactly following the normal path, so we're in the middle of the episode instead of at the start of an episode.
We're good at that.
It makes sense to me now.
It's nice to feel like winners.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Are you?
Kinda?
Maybe. Because we don't know quite what's happened.
I mean, but we face planted into the water, sure, but then we did manage to win against Minty. And then it's kind of up in the air. So, like, yeah, kind of.
Well, it would be of no surprise to find that the girls who don't D&D are in unusual circumstances. When we left our heroes, the world was at a critical point in time. The god of such things, Thassa, searches the universe for traces of her lost child. And she's always said that you guys would be starting again if you had not found her child. The golden spear...
I forgot that.
The golden spear has already reduced the options. One god has fallen, you killed another, and another one is climbing quickly up the hill. But the final decision between a pure heart and those with questionable desires, I guess, remains untold. Where do the souls go? As the light from above the cavern teems through another gash in the mountain, motes of dust shimmer, suspended like stars from where the spear has fallen. Thrown by a daughter or god, or both, from another realm. Kaa'Riin stood stopped in time, her body locked into place, her mouth agape in shock, watching as the spear of pure light suspended halfway into the cavern. Almost frozen as well, it edged further, yet at a pace barely visible, into the heart of the mountain. Souls spilling loose, searching for a new home. Slowly they moved, too slowly for their destination to be clear, and yet... there seemed only one option. Morrigan's wide eyes were fixed on Lute, her face scarcely able to turn to him as time slowed further. He already seemed overwhelmed by the power that was drifting his way. He stared towards the tip of the spear. It seemed to fight the temporal tangle it found itself bound by, its sharpened edge vibrating with a soft hum, in line with the mouseling's outstretched staff, and his heart. High above the chamber, through each of the holes, water dripped. Freya watched as it began to fall, slowly, tumbling, shimmering in the light of the golden spear. Stucker turned to his wife, faster than the others but still restrained by her strength. Already he knew there was no way she could survive this for long, no way to hold gods as she was, no way to... Even he wondered what lengths she could push herself to, as ripples of time shook through her frame. And then, each of you find yourself in darkness.
Darkness that my dark vision can't penetrate?
Just like last time.
Oh.
Because you don't have any.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
Stacey, we'll start with you.
Yes.
You are in darkness.
Stacey isn't, but Kaa'Riin is.
Stacey, you are in darkness. You can hear the wind flying past you. So there's wind somewhere. There's a roaring noise, a clattering.
Didn't I see that before in the vision when I saw through time?
You may have.
Yeah.
You hear a clattering of metal, something loud, and even though you're in darkness, you hear a voice.
Hello, I'm Willow from Canton, Texas, and I play Annabelle Blue. And that's how I learned to make pumpkin pie from not one, not two, but 3 different grandmothers. Rest them all, Annabeth, Anna May, and Anna Shoggins. I bet you didn't even know that was a possibility. 3 grandmothers. But it is, you know, I believe anything is possible if you put your heart to it. And if your stars say so, of course. I'm a Capricorn. We have determination and spirit. So that's why I didn't stop talking to you when you put on those headphones. I knew you'd come around. I'm guessing you're a Pisces because you keep to yourself. But I said to myself, Annabelle Blue, that man in seat 33A might not want to talk. But that does not mean he's not ready to listen. So you don't have to tell me your sign. You're a Pisces. That's why you had the chicken instead of the fish, too. Ooh, or maybe you're from those new stars. Can you believe that? A bunch of stars just up and appeared right in the night sky. Happened overnight, they say. That's just a little joke, sweetie. I can tell you like jokes. You've got those deep laugh lines around your eyes. Let me ask you something. Do you moisturize? You know you should. You're getting to that age, I think, when the wrinkles start throwing a bit of shadow. Or maybe you've seen some things. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's crying a bit too much. You know, I just get a little funny when I'm around handsome folk. And you are handsome, aren't you now? Oh my God, Sartor, Yaku, and everybody else. Did you feel that? You pray to them all when you get scared, don't you now? That was a big one. I almost spilled my Chardonnay.
They've crossed into our world.
I don't think you're Kaa'Riin.
No, I think
you're a handsome dude.
I'm a handsome guy.
Well, the rattling around you is increasing, I can tell you that much. Loud beeping noises, panicked gasps, screams.
We've crossed into the real world.
Up to you what you do next. Stacey, what do you do?
But I'm a dude.
You don't know that for sure yet.
Yeah, I'm a really
you're
handsome
in darkness.
woman.
You're in darkness, but you have definitely probably figured out that you're in a plane.
And Chatty McChatty said, you're handsome, fella.
Yeah.
So, hold on. So, when the spear was thrown down, did that... Because I know that's from another universe.
Yeah.
Our universes have collided and now we're in some horrifying real world and not the magic of Kali.
Stacey, you will find in front of you an envelope with your new character sheet, although the name has been removed.
What?
I will say this. You have no memory.
Oh my God, this whole game was just a dream.
No.
Except you do have a memory of being a powerful woman in a faraway land trying to save the universe from the gods themselves. You remember everything from that experience, but nothing about this one. You do have a driving memory about why you are here, though. You're here to find someone.
So, I look around me.
You
Roll
can't.
perception.
It's dark.
Oh, so there's no even like lights on the plane like for the buttons and things?
It's dark for you. You can hear them.
Open your eyes.
Oh, I'm going to open my eyes.
You can't see through the material over your eyes.
Just got an eye mask on.
I've got a fucking eye mask.
Yeah, it's going to be like that.
Fuck me. All right. Okay. So. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna lift the eye mask.
Let me tell you what's happening so that we get you guys out of... You should see the looks on their faces. It's been absolutely wonderful watching them get completely lost. Your character sheet is a bit different this time too. We are using a completely new set of rules.
Now that we've started grasping.
Now that you've finally started
I can get rid
understanding...
of this thing?
Yeah, now that you've got
Chuck the
some
iPads
sort of
out,
understanding
guys.
about D&D...
We now have this piece of paper.
You are playing a light version of Call of Cthulhu, which is normally a horror game, but I'm not that big on horror. But I love some of the ideas behind Call of Cthulhu.
Real life is enough of a horror.
It is sometimes. So I've decided to steal some of the rules from Cthulhu and keep some of the ones from D&D, and we are going to explain them as we go.
Are we still telling the same story?
Yes, we are.
It doesn't sound like the same story.
Kaa'Riin, back to you. You're not quite in darkness now. You took off your mask.
So I can't roll for anything. Like these skills don't match my skills. We're not playing D&D.
I am glad you asked that. The skills in this game are completely different.
Okay.
They are percentage rolls, not D20. And so I bought you some dice.
Presents!
Okay.
Oh!
I'm not mad anymore.
Big ones.
Hell
All right.
yeah. Jesus!
Is this?
Christ.
That's like a tennis ball.
That is a glow-in-the-dark one.
Oh, nice.
Which could be handy because Cthulhu is often set in this darker sort of world.
I'm sorry, you can't give me a toy and not let me play with it.
I know. Indy, you have been given a metal dice, which will probably destroy the table. And if I'm not wrong...
How do I know which one
I
is the
see.
top?
When you roll it,
Yeah.
there's a very clear pinpointed one.
Yeah, this is a D100.
Oy.
It's almost a sphere. The skills here are percentage, so you'll be rolling underneath those. All right?
Okay.
So whatever number your skill is, you need to be able to roll underneath it. But there's much more to it as we go along. Now, there's one more thing that is very important. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do yet. You can make this decision as we go. You are allowed to bring 2 abilities from the world you came from. Okay, so you probably shouldn't have closed those character sheets so quickly, but yes, 2 things from your previous world will still work here.
Like as in like athletics, or do you mean spells?
Anything.
Okay, thank you.
We need to get below that number.
I have some wonderful news for you, Alana. It's about rolling low.
Yay!
Just as you started rolling high. But yes, this is about rolling under skill levels, and we'll get to that soon. But for now, back to the plane, back to somebody, Stacey.
Yep.
In that plane, it is getting louder and louder. From your window seat, lightning flashes around the rim of the window shield. The plane bounces sharply and the shield snaps up. A flash of coloured light ripples through the clouds beneath the wing of the plane. But there's a shadow, something moving quickly, and then it's gone.
Okay, what's her name? Annabelle?
Annabelle's sitting next to you, yes. She hasn't stopped talking, even right now.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to just like suddenly laugh like she said something really funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, speaking of which, oh my gosh, sorry, the volume has hit real hard. Where are we going again?
Oh, sweetie. We're about to land in London.
Shut up.
London, you say?
Yeah. I've been wanting to go to London my whole life. And here I am.
And here we are.
Together at last. Well, not together really. I mean, we just met. But you know what they say. Strange bedfellows, something, something. I don't really know how the rest of that one goes.
I don't know what to do.
I know, this feels so weird.
I love it. Just when you guys got comfortable defeating gods.
I know, we're fucking good at it too.
I'm going to start looking for some form of identification for myself. So I'm going to start checking pockets. Not that I know what identification is, but I'm going to check my resources and just go, what's on me?
Yeah, and look, the first thing you should be doing, I guess, is trying to figure out more than just where you're going, but that was a good start. It also might be when. So you do find some ID. And it's,
what's ID?
The ID is an old police. It's an old one, an old police badge.
Okay.
I guess the only way you can tell that it's old is that it's probably thrown in the bottom of the bag, and you also find a little ID that says you're a detective.
Cool.
But a private investigator.
Oh, yeah, I am.
So not necessarily the police officer you used to be. The ID says your name is Lassiter.
Yes, it is.
Lassiter Blaze.
Lassiter Blaze. Here I am. From a TV show we love. Thank you.
She told me a long time ago she wanted to play a character called Lassiter. Again, the light sparks under the clouds, but this time it seems closer outside that window. There are shapes that move in the light. You see a long snake-like shadow unfurl within that storm. More than one. They seem to be unraveling, unfolding, ready to strike. And then one snaps forward and crashes through the wing.
Okay, well, I'm a detective. I've seen this.
I've detected a problem.
I have, therefore, detected a problem. Now I'm going to investigate the problem as they detect.
The wing is being shattered. The plane is falling from the sky.
Now, I, Lassiter, ex-cop, master of many things.
Yeah.
Do remember, actually.
Good luck with this. Yeah. Okay.
In detective school, they took us on this excursion to do a flight simulator. And they said I was the best flight simulator participant they'd ever seen, and that I would have no problem handling a crashing plane should it ever arise without a wing. In fact, the simulator didn't have, it actually crashed both wings.
I can tell you they don't have simulators in this time period. And also, if you have a look on your sheet, you do have a pilot skill. It's out of 100. Now remember, to do a skill check in this world or in this system, you have to roll equal to or under the number. What's your pilot number?
10.
You have to roll on your big D100 there under 10 to successfully pilot something. The plane starts breaking apart. It's like slow motion. Something like a mask drops from the roof. The alarms are beginning to blare.
I cry because I'm scared.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know where I am.
The woman next to you grabs,
what's happening.
Annabelle grabs your hand and she's just digging into your arm.
I say, woman, not now. I'm a sexy piece of meat. But don't you understand? We're going to die, and I have to do something, for I am Lasted Ablaze.
And I speak of myself in the third person.
That's right, that's what Lasted Ablaze does.
Lasted Ablaze got to do what Lasted Ablaze got to do.
Lasted Ablaze is going to save her on his flight. Let me check some other skills.
Remember, you can, as I said, you can bring something from the other world. 2 skills from the other world. You never had Featherfall, did you?
No, but I want it now.
Yeah, I bet you do.
You said anything from the other world, not from our characters in the other world.
Yeah, no, it's from your characters.
Call lightning doesn't feel very helpful right now.
Probably not, no.
Okay, what's below me? Land or water?
Land.
Fuck, that's going to help either. All right, obviously I'm going to keep wild shape. That's a skill I'm bringing in.
I can tell the overhead baggage compartment is now burst open and you see bags flying through the air. The bags are slamming into passengers. You see your own bag. It's a Hartman navy blue Skymate with leather trim.
Naturally. Grab the bag.
From the right time period. There's a key attached to the handle by a piece of string.
Cool. Aww. Not very secure, but cool.
Yeah, but it bounces throughout the cabin. The hostess is running for her seat, and then there's a sudden silence, a loud sucking noise, and the whole side of the plane rips away. And she's gone.
Who?
The hostess.
Oh, the hostess.
What remains of the plane starts to tilt to the side and spiral down.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?
Don't do us dirty like that. You're not finishing like that, are you?
That's how I'm finishing it.
If I had access to the controls, I'd stop the song. You know what I mean? Don't worry about them.